According to reports, Mad Max Fury Road director George Miller already has a story and a title for the next Mad Max film, which he says will be called Mad Max: The Wasteland. The title is a contradiction from reports in 2010 that claim Miller had decided the Fury Road follow-up film would be called Mad Max Furiosa, a title we now know is a reference to the character played by Charlize Theron. Reports from the set claim that Tom Hardy and Theron constantly clash on the set of Fury Road, which Theron has since confirmed. Schnepp, is this change of title a result of those on-set clashes, or do you think we could see a Furiosa spin-off and standalone film?
I think both. I mean, I think The Wasteland, just because they changed the title, doesn't really necessarily mean that Charlize is not going to be in it. She's the highlight of Fury Road. I mean, it's a Mad Max movie, but he's almost an ancillary character. So, but when you think about it, all of the Road Warrior movies, he's always been kind of a drifter that's been told through someone else's perspective. So, hopefully they continue that. Someone else will be like, I ran across a beaten up dude, he's with this lady with a metal arm, who knows? I mean, they could also do Mad Max, The Wasteland, and just a separate movie called Furiosa at this point. I mean, it all depends on how big of a hit this film keeps, if it generates way more money a second, third, fourth weekend, if it's like The Kingsman, it's one of those kinds of things. I like the title The Wasteland.
One of the things, though, you and I, before we started filming the show, we were looking at these behind the scenes videos, how they do stunts. But here's the thing. Okay, the reports of Tom Hardy and Theron clashing. Man, when you really sit back, this wasn't shot on the Warner Brothers lot. This wasn't shot in the middle of Burbank with a soundstage and everything. It's like, okay, done, all right, bring over the fresca and then we'll go hang out by the pool. They shot this, I can't even pronounce the name of the country. Like
Namibia.
Namibia, yes. They shot in the middle of the desert. What I said to Schnepp is, that place where civilization crawled out of and left, they went there to shoot that movie. And they were there for 5 months,
yeah,
6
I think longer.
months,
Then
something
they were
like that.
2-month reshoot. You're like, no, kill me now.
In the desert, in the heat, and you're going to get on each other's nerves at some point. The first thing that did cross my mind was that, they're making a change because these two can't get along. But you know what? After watching Fury Road, I'd be totally down for a Furiosa standalone film. I totally would. I think that would be great. And it would be kind of neat to see if they can, look, first Mad Max Fury Road has to break even. Let's get there first. But if it can and then make some money, I would love to see almost like not to have a shared cinematic universe, but I'd love to see a Mad Max movie and a Furiosa movie. That would actually be kind of cool. Anyway, Amy Rose, what do you think?
Well, first off, I really want a guitar flamethrower. That was amazing.
We need that at the front of the desk of AMC Movie News.
Right now, thanks in advance. It was Furiosa's movie. I mean, you nailed it. Like, while Mad Max, Tom Hardy was barely in it compared to Charlize. And there's no complaints because it all worked together to be this beautiful desert dance of mayhem, as I like to call it. And
That's
it was
a great description.
Thanks for that. It was one of my favorite films of the year so far. It was the most fun I've had. And it really was her story. And I love the sensibilities that Miller did to bring it to modern days, to things that are very relevant today. But I just never like hearing about two fantastic actors like them who don't get along. Sort out your differences. This film was amazing, and continue, because all the components together made it what it was. So I think it was Furiosa's movie. Would I like to see more of the backstory? Sure, but I think Miller's really good at that. And I mean, Road Warrior was the best of the last series, so it'd be interesting to see where it goes from here, but I just want more. And I do think it's going to make a lot more money. It already made $1 million more than Pitch Perfect internationally. And
it opened in more markets than Pitch Perfect did, too.
And 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, like one of the best rated films of all time right now. Wow. So word of mouth is going to keep, seeing this movie, because I'm going to see it again.
See, that's why I think, Ellis brought up a good point. He said, the thing is, next week, Tomorrowland opens, and that's going to be a big draw. But I still think, because of word of mouth, I think we're going to see less than that traditional 50% drop. I think it'd make 40. I think it'll make 44. I think it'll make north of 22. And if it can hold that and be one of those Kingsman, like you're saying, where it just hangs around in the top 5 for like 5 or 6 weeks.
Number 3, number 4, number 3.
Yeah, I think it can do better ultimately than its opening weekend suggested. So let's keep our fingers crossed.